Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. Many helping professionals worry about going into private practice. All the motivation, all the expenses, all the structuring are on you, and it can be lonely. From a practical standpoint, particularly worrisome is the money. Will I earn enough? Here are some thoughts on making that happen. I want to start by talking about competence, which may not seem like an obvious place to begin when we're talking about money, but it's easy to overlook competence, which is the most important and certainly the most ethical component of of marketing, of making money. Being competent, adding real value. You see, the more competent you are, the more likely you are to benefit from private practitioners' best marketing vehicle, which is word of mouth referrals. Those are free to you and are compelling to prospective clients. And of course, the more competent you are, the better you feel about how you did in each session. The better you feel about as you put your head on the pillow each night. The better you feel about how you've lived your life. So, would a clear-eyed evaluation of your competence suggest significant need for improvement? In what? Deepening your expertise in your dominant treatment modality? Expanding to a new modality? Improved reading of the client's unspoken, communicating more effectively, having a better model for helping your procrastinating clients, developing more content expertise. For example, with regard to that, I'm a career counselor whose client base includes many Silicon Valley techies, and I found myself with inadequate knowledge of that space. So I took on a self-study effort, visiting tech recruitment websites, and Googling terms and concepts I didn't know. I subscribed to tech topics in Quora and asked friends and clients about things I didn't understand. For example, just yesterday, I asked a client about the pros and cons of the R programming language versus Python as for use in machine learning. Now let's turn to direct to marketing as an approach to getting more money. Many helping professionals are weak at or dislike marketing. Their sensibilities tend to be quieter, more inward than the marketer's sensibilities. Unfortunately, in addition to being competent, private practitioners have got to market, at least until they've acquired sufficient word-of-mouth referrals. And key to marketing is to use the marketing approach or approaches that you find most appealing. Here are three options. One is phoning past clients to ask how they're doing. Don't ask for business. That makes your inquiry clearly pecuniary, that is, financial rather than human. The clients will be impressed that you followed up and didn't ask for referrals or whether they want more sessions. Paradoxically, that's going to make both of those, that is, getting referrals and more sessions, more likely. Another approach to marketing is to email a tip of the month to current, past, and prospective clients. Unlike a newsletter, which would take you a lot of time and the reader a lot of time, and it also implies you're desperate for clients. By giving a tip of the month, that's fast and easy for you and the reader, and provides a useful service while creating little sense that you're marketing. And the third marketing method I want to share with you is giving talks. That exemplifies the adage, show, don't tell. People are more likely to hire you if you provide a sample. I think you'll probably find that giving talks provides a more compelling sample than if you're writing articles or even books. I've certainly found that I've written 12 books, 4,000 articles, and most of my clients come from referral or because they've heard me giving a talk. From both a marketing and a helping the audience perspective, effective talks are filled with not just anecdotes from your private practice, but live, few-minute demos with audience members. For example, demonstrating a technique that your clients have found helpful. Provide a handout with your talk's main points, and that should include at the bottom a line such as, to discuss if and how I might be able to be of help to you, feel free to call me at X or email me at Y. Now I want to talk about responding to inquiries from prospective clients. Whether a prospect's inquiry is by email or phone, don't prematurely ask the prospect to make an appointment. The right first step is usually, would you tell me a bit about your situation? After the person finishes, continue asking one follow-up question to better understand their situation and or determine whether you're an appropriate counselor for that person. At that point, if you feel you are, briefly describe how the process might work, the cost, and then ask if the person would like you to check your calendar to see what you have available. Here's a sample dialogue. prospect says, my friend Mary Johnson saw you and said you were great, so I thought I'd call you. Counselor says, I'm pleased, of course. Would you tell me a little about your situation? Well, I've always had a tendency to depression, but last year I divorced, and I'm having a hard time moving forward. What have you tried? Well, I keep telling myself I need to get out of the house, but I can't make myself. I read Psychology Today articles. I get pep talks from my friends, but none of it's working well enough. Well, I'm glad you called. I should be able to help. May I tell you how I think we'd start our work together? Sure. We would take a look at the various thoughts and feelings that go through your mind when you're trying to make yourself move forward but can't. Then we'll try to come up with useful reframings as well as practical baby steps for moving forward that you feel comfortable with. How's that sound? Prospect says, how many sessions do you envision that taking? I say, well, it so varies depending on you. I can say that my typical client in your situation is 3 to 10 sessions, but I have had my one-session wonders, as well as some clients who see me for a while and then come back periodically for a tune-up. Would you like me to check my calendar to see if there's a time that will work for both of us? The prospect says, okay. Counselor says, are there days of the week and times of day that work best for you? Well, I work full-time, so evenings and weekends are best. Do you work then? Yeah. What are you doing a week from Thursday at 6:30 p.m. or that Saturday at 11 a.m.? The Saturday will work. We can work in person in my home office on the Berkeley-Oakland border, or if you prefer, by phone or Skype. Well, the traffic is terrible, but at least for the first session, let's do it in person. By the way, how much do you charge? $175 an hour. No packages. It's fairer to the client to do it a session at a time. That way you pay only for what you need. Perhaps says, okay, sounds good. Okay, what's next? I'll send you an email that includes a rather probing new client questionnaire that you'll email me at least an hour before our session. I'll review it right before our session so we can hit the ground running. Sounds good. What's your email address? smichaels@gmail. Good. I'll look forward to working with you, and I'm optimistic I can be helpful. I hope so. Thank you. Now I want to turn to pricing. Some unprincipled or fearful practitioners try to assuage their money fears by charging exorbitant prices, for example, offering bronze, silver, and gold packages for $20,000, $30,000, or $50,000 for unlimited access, which practitioners know is unlikely to be heavily used. Sure, some suckers may pay, believing you get what you pay for, but more often you'll shoo away deserving clients, and certainly charging that much will make clients believe you're mainly in it for the money, not to be of service, and that'll greatly reduce the trust and bond that are crucial to the client-provider relationship. I recommend charging by the hour. If you're a beginner, charge nothing or a well below market rate, maybe $40 to $75 an hour. When you feel you're likely to add significant value, charge near the market rate, say $125 to $175 an hour. Even if you believe you're a star, I believe ethics require you to charge only moderately. If that creates excess demand for you, you then have the luxury of accepting only the clients you believe you can most help. I don't recommend announcing a sliding scale. Too many not needy people will ask you to slide. If you sense a client truly is needy, then privately offer a reduced rate or even work pro bono. I suggest you require payment at the end of the session, and at the end of your new client questionnaire, you ask for their credit card information. That avoids your having to ask for money, as well as the task of billing and following up with clients who don't pay promptly. At the end of a session, if you feel another session is needed, make it easy for the client to say yes. Use language such as, good, in the next session we'll do X unless you come in with a different agenda. Should we check our calendars to see when we should have our next session? To many helping professionals, money feels antithetical to service, but especially if you expect to make a decent living in private practice, you need to deal with it. I hope this little talk's ideas will help you deal with it successfully. In any event, I do thank you for watching. I am Marty Nemko. I welcome your thumbs up and accept your thumbs down. Welcome your comments. You're hitting the share button down there and sharing on your social media, as well as, if you wish, subscribing to my channel. In any event, I do thank you for watching. I am Marty Nemko.